Riley. So, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I used to do these little things called RadScopes. Maybe some of you remember them. And what I would do with RadScopes, it was a sort of a mix between astrology and tarot. And so I thought that it would be fun for 2017 to run through all 12 zodiac signs and just kind of get a peek about what it's going to be looking like for everybody. Now, I'm choosing to do this video today on January 7th for a reason, because something really amazing is happening in the sky. All the planets are direct. I know. I know. When does that happen? There's not a single retrograde planet in the sky from January 7th until February 6th, when Jupiter will go retrograde again. So it's an amazing time to start things. It's an amazing time to make a wish and have it come true. Start a company, create a new business. I mean, if you've got plans for 2017 that you would really like to get off the ground in a beautiful way, now is the time to do it, between January 7th and February 6th. Now, that's not to say that there aren't other auspicious times during 2017 from an astrological standpoint. I always contact an astrologer if I want to get a date for doing something. For example, when I got married, I contacted an astrologer to find the perfect date and time for us to tie the knot. But January 7th through February 6th, it's just a great time. So whatever it is you've been wanting to start it now. In the meantime, we're going to be using the 4 tarot decks that Doreen Virtue and I have created so far. There's more to come. But in the meantime, we're going to be running through Angel Tarot cards, Archangel Power Tarot cards, Guardian Angel Tarot cards, and Fairy Tarot cards. And what I'm just going to be doing is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, through the signs. Now, what I'll be doing is I will be pulling 4 cards. That's 1 card for each of the quarters of 2017. So the first card will be for January, February, March, the next April, May, June, the next July, August, September, and the last card will be October, November, December. Now, it's already started. You may have heard a little those are my babies. That's Jason Riley, and they may come squirreling in here to play and to be a part of the video, so they like to be on TV. So don't pay any attention to that. They'll just pop in from time to time, or they might be playing. So, all right, so how about we get started, shall we? And we're going to start with Aries. Well, things look pretty good for Aries. So the first card for January, February, March is the Chariot. Now, this is a card of great success, where things go really well for us. Now, that kind of makes sense given that wonderful time that I just mentioned between January 7th and February 6th, where everything's going to go great. Now, the thing about the Chariot is it's not necessarily success that just drops out of the sky. There are cards for that, and we like those cards. But the Chariot is a card of success where we earned it. We worked very hard, and we created the success that comes to us. It's also a card of willpower. It's being successful through sheer will. And so work hard, and January, February, March is going to look really good for you. Now, the next card is King of Air. King of Air. Now, this is a decidedly intellectual card. It's not got much emotion in it at all. It is a leader. It is a person who is very good at what they do. Often when King of Air shows up, it means that you might need to get some expert advice from somebody, or you might be asked to provide expert advice. But it feels to me more like you're going to be needing some assistance. Possibly this Chariot card has led to some really great success and growth, but now you're in a place where, I need some help. I'm not quite sure how to go to the next level or the next step, and so it becomes necessary to get some assistance. That's groovy. Next card is Ten of Earth. Well, that's a very happy card as well. Ten of Earth is a card of contentment and financial contentment. It's where finances really start to come together. It is a happy family situation, but it's a happy family situation more from the standpoint of feeling like everything is good, like you have financial security, that the kids are taken care of, that the grandparents are taken care of. But things really, really, really feel good. And then you're ending with the Dreamer. So, wow, Aries, great year for 2017, because the Dreamer is a card that says take a leap of faith. Okay, it's a card that says start something new. So with the Chariot and the expert advice that you got, and the sense of financial security, you may suddenly feel that you have the money to maybe to expand your business, or maybe to take something else to the next level. But it'll be a wonderful time of the year, October, November, December, to start something new. So don't be fearful about starting something new. It'll be time. And with this card at the end of 2017, it kind of indicates that 2018 is going to look pretty good too. All right, so that's Aries. So we'll put these cards away and go to Archangel Power Tarot cards for Taurus. Okay. Okay, looks pretty good for Taurus as well. New beginnings. Okay, so we're starting the year with new beginnings. Once again, very much in line with that awesome astrological influence that we're having from all the planets being direct. It's a good time to start anew with something that you've been wanting to create. Now, new beginnings is also a card that asks you to review. It looks at where have I been, where am I now, and where do I want to go? And so you have to take the past and the present into consideration while you're making your future plans. Now, if you take a look here, we have Archangel Jeremiah on this card. He's excellent at life reviews. That's one of the things that he does. So you could ask Archangel Jeremiah for assistance if you are not quite sure what it is that you're wanting to start. The next card is Page of Michael. Now, this is a really good idea that comes along, but it might come in a way that's not as light and fluffy as you'd like, okay? Because the Page of Michael is great, has the idea for the ability to provide high-flying ideas, see the kite, but it just doesn't always deliver messages with tact. It sometimes just blurts things out in a way that could turn you off, could maybe even hurt your feelings a little bit. But you know, the thing about it is that this card, my nickname for this card is to not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Now that's an old Southern term, and I'm not old, didn't mean that, but I am a Southern boy. And so what that means is you don't want to toss out one thing with the good thing just because there's some bad thing. You want to keep the good thing. And the good thing is a fantastic idea. So just because the idea doesn't come delivered the way you want it to, still keep the idea. Now, the next card is Divine Guidance. Okay, and Divine Guidance is a card that asks us to kind of take a look at our spiritual growth. We might be having this sense, and I'm looking down at the fourth card and getting an acknowledgement on this, okay? So a deepening desire for a spiritual experience or a spiritual practice in your life. This card asks us sometimes to go find people that are of like mind to us, who share our values and our beliefs to help us. This card is also, I call cards like this, they're cards where they have extreme meanings. So when you draw this card, it might mean that you're trying to make some decisions from a traditional way of doing things, and it's not working so great. Or you might be trying to really think outside the box, and that's not working so great. Whichever one you're trying, if things are not working well, try the other one. If you're outside the box, not going well, go traditional. If you're trying traditional, not going well, think outside the box. It has that extreme sense. And there's a few cards in tarot that are that way. But because this last card is 8 of Raphael, these two cards together are both cards that talk about a spiritual yearning, a searching, a seeking, a desire. This card asks, surely there is something more out there for me. Surely, surely there's more to life than this. When we draw the 8 of Raphael, that card basically says to us, my gosh, I'm ready for something new. The things that used to mean a lot to me and matter to me seem like trinkets and toys. They don't mean anything to me so much anymore. I need more in my life. And because it was led by this card, it really tells me that the second half of 2017 is going to be one of deep spiritual meaning, of seeking, and of finally making some decisions to make some changes in your life to make your life feel richer and more valuable and happier. Okay, now it's time for Gemini. I love Gemini. So let's see what we have for the gems, shall we? So the first card is Ten of Thought. Ten of Thought. Now, this is a card, I call it the End of Troubled Times card. It's where the difficulties start to fade away. Now, what this might indicate is that maybe 2016 wasn't so fantastic for a lot of Geminis. And 2017, because of what I talked about with January 7th through February 6th and all the planets being direct, is going to be a whole lot better. Now, in fact, look at the card. They're leaving. Doesn't it look like they're saying, goodbye, 2016, bye-bye, gotta go. Yeah, right? That's what they're doing. They're leaving it behind. So it's also, this is a card that says it's important for you to let go, okay? So don't hang on. Don't hang on to the things in 2016 or anything that has been holding you back or making you feel bad. Time to let it go. This is also a card for people who maybe be feeling some challenges when it comes to addiction or codependency. This card says they finally get it under control. And so that's a very positive message as well. The next card is Ten of Abundance. Now, Ten of Abundance is a sort of a happy family card. It's a card of prosperity. It's much like the Ten of Earth that we spoke about a little earlier, where the card is saying that financial security is starting to be found, or you're starting to feel like things are really going well for you when it comes to abundance and money and material things. You feel like the kids are taken care of or will be taken care of as well as older people, as you can see. And it really just basically says that things are really starting to look good in the money arena. Now, in fact, to validate that even further, the next card is Nine of Action. And Nine of Action is a card that talks about having been successful, and that it's very important for you to make sure that you're taking care of things, that you're looking after the things that you've created. So if you've built a business and that's been very successful for you, you want to look after it and make sure that it continues to be prosperous. You want to invest wisely and spend money in an appropriate way. It also says that the angels will help you do that. They will help you to protect all the things that you've created. Now, this is also a card of animal kindness and environmentalism. So this card basically says that for those who are feeling the need to perhaps take care of Mother Earth, or maybe become vegan or something like that, or that this is a card that says, yes, we need your help, and on planet Earth, the animals need your help too, and this is a good time to bring that into your life. Now, finally, we have Guardian of Abundance. So I know that with this card, it tells me things have not been going all that great, but gosh, all of the other cards say great for 2017, because this is a card that talks about financial abundance and success. And it literally tells you that it's time to go on to the next level. You can create new businesses or just take what you have and expand it. But definitely things look good for Geminis in 2017. Okay, it's time for Cancer. And for Cancer, we're going to be using fairy tarot cards. So the first card for Cancer, interestingly enough, is Ten of Winter. Now, this is the same card as Ten of Thought that we were just talking about for our friends, the Geminis. It talks about the end of troubled times. So once again, that challenging feeling of things have not been going so great gives way to optimism, gives way to the weight being off your shoulders, and finally things start to go right. See? Just like in the Ten of Thought card where the couple was leaving the party, this fairy is leaving the frosty cold and headed for the valley where things are much warmer and much more pleasant. So a good way to start 2017. The next card is Nine of Autumn. Nine of Autumn. Now, this is a card of contentment and happiness. This is a card where you've been successful and it's time to do something nice for yourself. Maybe in April, May, June, maybe that's vacation time, or maybe you decide to purchase something for yourself just because you deserve it. But it is a card of success, and it is a card of having the money to do something like buy something for yourself. If you've been working too hard, it's a card that encourages you to nurture yourself. Maybe it's time for a spa day, or 2 or 8. But this card also tells you that it's okay to be alone and enjoy it. So perhaps it's a time of solitude for you where you are really going inside and figuring out what it is that you want, what you care about, but doing it in a way that is joyful. It's not feeling alone. It's the happiness of being alone and in your own company and enjoying that. Next, we have the Dreamer. Well, sounds like that time alone of thinking about what you want to do has brought you the clarity you need in order to make some changes. Start something new. The Dreamer is a card that does tell you to take a leap of faith, to go after what it is you want. See, our fairy, she is on her way. She's got her little puppy friend to go with her because that's the way it's going to be. And on her stick, in her bag, she's got all the experiences that she's had so far, and she's taking them with her so that she can make wise choices in the future. A lot of people look at that bag and say those are her past lives and how they're influencing what's going on in her life right now. And finally, we have Queen of Winter. Maybe, possibly my favorite queen in the court cards. It's kind of hard to say. I like all the queens, but that was not an inside joke. But anyway, Queen of Winter. She's great. I mean, she's great. She's been through it all. She's just been through it all, and she's wise and witty and has this great sense of humor and is always willing to help you, so long as you're willing to help yourself. She's not going to stand there and do it for you. In fact, she doesn't suffer fools easily. So if you are willing to do the work that's necessary, she will be right there to give you amazing, expert, great advice on how to get things done. Now, we also lovingly call her the Feng Shui Queen, all right? The Feng Shui Queen. And so she tells us to clear out the junk of our life, okay? So if you've got a cluttered home and you need to then clean it up. If you've got a bunch of stuff you're not using anymore, donate it somewhere. It can also talk about people. It can also be it's time to let some people go from your life. If you've got some drama queens or drama kings in your life and they're really, really not helping you, you may by the end of the year be quite over it. And it'll be time to clean house. And, the funny thing about that is when you do that, when you release the people from your life who really aren't helping but are just holding you back, new people come in, new people who can help you. So a nice year for Cancer. Looks like things are going to be going very well for you. Yay! Okay, it's time for Leo, and we have made our way back around to Angel Tarot cards. All right, Leos. Well, you're starting off the year pretty darn good because it's 9 of water. 9 of water, wish comes true. What you want now comes to you. Just a little ditty I learned many years ago about this card, but this is the wish comes true card. So once again, that influence from all the planets being direct January 7th through February 6th is showing itself in the beginning of the readings for so far every single sign. So this is an awesome card. It's loving life, things going really, really well for you, and, you know, wishes coming true. So that's awesome. Now, I just love how this stuff goes together. So the next card is 8 of Fire. Okay, so here's the thing. So sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. So what can happen is you can make a lot of happy wishes and they all come true, and then suddenly you have so much to do you don't know what to do with yourself. I feel like this is the card of my life for 2017. I have 2 books to do for Hay House, 2 card decks, a video course, a 3-day course, and an app I'm creating, and it's all dream come true stuff. But it's a lot. It's a lot. So this is having too much to do, but good stuff. So you might have to pace yourself. This is a card where you have to learn to say no. I've already told Sherry, my social media manager, as well as other people who look after me lovingly, that I need to learn the word no. And right now, I have to say no. That's one of the lessons I'm learning in my life. I have to say no. I simply cannot take on any other stuff. I can't. It's just not possible. So you may find yourself in a similar situation, lots and lots of great things going on, lots of challenges because of it, positive stuff that you want, and having to say no to anything else. Now, this stuff is going to go well. 7 of Earth. This is the seeds well planted card. That's what I like to call it. And it basically says that all of the things that you have started are going to go very, very well. So the action that came from this card is going to create a situation where wonderful things will happen. Now, here's the scoop, though. This card has a couple of things around it as well. One of them is the P word that people don't like, patience. And so you might have to be patient to wait for things to come to fruition. Also, this card can be a temporary slowdown in the action, and it might make you start to worry that things are not going to go great. And this is a card of unnecessary worry. It's all going to be fine. That's why you have to have, but you are going to have patience until you get there. But things will feel like they are slowing down just a little bit. Now, the first 3 cards for Leo were all sort of in the same vein. It all sort of seemed to kind of go together. But this last card is 8 of Water, and it's a difference. This is a big shift in energy. So perhaps while you're patiently waiting for your ship to come in from all the good work that you've done, perhaps you start to have some time to think about your spirituality. We talked about this card earlier in a reading for, I think it was Taurus. And what this card basically says is it's that search for more meaning in your life, a need for things to be more spiritual or more fulfilling. Things that you thought you cared about suddenly don't seem like they matter all that much anymore. And there's this desire to make some changes. And here you can see all these beautiful shiny cups that might interest people, but our little merman over there, he's just swimming away because he's following the light. He's decided something is more important to me than the material stuff, and I'm going to go after it. So a prosperous beginning of the year. Third quarter looks like things have slowed down while the fruits of your labor ripen and grow, and some time to really think about what really matters in life. Okay, time for Virgo. All right, so the first card for Virgo is Two of Raphael. Now, Two of Raphael is a really cool card. If you are not in a relationship and you're single, this is a card of falling in love. It means a relationship that comes. If you are in a relationship, this card talks about that relationship having a sort of a renewal, sort of the flames being refanned, and and things starting to go better if things have been challenging, and if things have been going good, then more good. So. Now, one of the things that I love about Two of Raphael is there are cards in tarot that are about falling in love, and there are cards in tarot that are about time to move on. But this is the card that literally says, don't give up on your relationship. Stay. It's going to be okay. Love still lives. So if this resonates to you when it comes from the standpoint of a relationship that's not going well, keep working on it. It's going to get better. Now, the next card is Eight of Michael. Eight of Michael. So let's have a look at this card. So here we have Archangel Michael, and he's helping this young lady, and he has busted open the gates for her, and there are shackles that have fallen to the ground that are no longer holding her, but she does still have her foot stuck in a golden lasso. So what does that mean? Well, what that basically means is that the way forward for her has been made. She has the ability to be free. This is a card that talks about the illusion of being trapped when we really, really aren't. We really have the ability to go after whatever we want to go after. And so Eight of Michael asks you to do whatever you need to do in order to break free of anything that's holding you back in your life. It's and you want to do that because the next card is the World. Well, that's just about as good as it gets. This card, the Sun and Nine of Water, those are pretty much, those are the best cards ever. And so the World is where, wow, big success starts to come into our life. And it feels to me as though relationship situations get taken care of that allow you to look at other aspects of your life so that you can be free, like career or making a change in what you do for a living, and that is very successful. Now, very interesting here, because we just talked about this for Leo, but a different card. This is Epiphany, and this is a card again of spiritual growth. So something going on towards the end of the year where people really do have a sense of chasing after their spiritual needs in a deeper and more meaningful way. This is a card, though, that also talks about maybe you need a mentor, or maybe it's time for you to be a mentor. So mentorship is very important with the Epiphany card. So perhaps you need a spiritual teacher, or perhaps you're being called to become a spiritual teacher. So we've got it's a great reading for Virgo from the standpoint of relationships getting resolved. Feels like career situations changing, then being very successful, and then leading to the opportunity for spiritual growth. That's a well-rounded year in 2017 for Virgos. Okay, now it's on to Libra. And Libra, you get Guardian Angel Tarot cards. So the first card for Libra is Six of Abundance. Six of Abundance. Now, this is kind of a windfall card. This is where money just sort of seems to come out of the sky, or at least from an unexpected source. Now, that's awesome, and also, once again, a very auspicious card for the beginning of the year based on what we know about how January 7th through February 6th, all the planets are direct and nothing's retrograde. So, but money that kind of falls from the sky. But this is also a card that says, pay it forward. So, it's a card that says, if when a windfall comes your way, don't forget to take, to be charitable to others. Even if the way that you're being charitable to others is volunteering to help out at an organization that is worthy. Now, this card does actually indicate that you need to check out the organization. You got to make sure that you are providing money to people or associations that are on the up and up. So check them out before you do that. The next card is Messenger of Thought. Messenger of Thought is an amazing new idea. Perhaps because you had the windfall of money, you now have the money to implement an amazing new idea, or create a new business, or change careers, or do something like that. It gives you that opportunity to do that. Now, once again, this card does have, because we've talked about this card in other forms. I think it was when we were talking to the page of Michael. Yeah, I think so, somewhere in there. So this card, you might get the information in a way that's not your favorite way to get information. It might be undiplomatic. It might come from somebody who's a little too blunt, who gives you an idea. Who cares? The idea is what matters, and the idea is a really, really good one. A really, really good one. Because this is Eight of Abundance, all right? So if you have been thinking about wanting to start a business of your own, this card says now's a good time to do it. July, August, September, good time to do it. So this card also, though, does indicate a need for more information. So, for example, you may have had a great idea, but that great idea is going to require you to go back to school, or to take some seminars, or to do a lot of research and study, and that's okay. You'll just need to do that work in order to be well prepared. Now, the last card is Five of Abundance. So this is a card that says you don't have to do everything alone in October, November, December. You can ask for assistance. It's okay to ask for assistance. In fact, it's preferable. So when this card shows up, one of the things that you'll want to do is, it might be that, oh, wow, I got some money. Now I can do my new great idea, need to do some research, and I might have to get some help. And by help, I mean maybe hire somebody, or possibly just ask for advice from someone else who's done something similar than what you're doing. But don't try to go it too much alone. But a very exciting year for Libra. Looks like you're going to be making some really awesome changes. Okay, time for Scorpio. Now, that is an energy that I really love. Scorpio is a very primary energy in my family. It's very prominent in my grandmother and my mother and my sister and her daughter. And so it's an energy that I respect and love very much. So let's see what's going on with Scorps, okay? So the first card is Three of Spring. Yay! Our trek through the first quarter of the year being really great just keeps on going. So this is a card that's awesome. This is a card, I call it your ship has come in card. In fact, if you can see in the background, there is a ship that looks like a butterfly that's floating down the river. And so this card, its story is just irrevocably tied to the Ace of Spring and the Two of Spring. The Ace of Spring is where we have this wonderful new opportunity. The Two of Spring is where we take action on it and it goes really, really great. And the Three of Spring is the card that says it's gone so great that now we have to stop and pause and think, well, what am I going to do next? This is a card that's about the big picture, not the details. Details is more the Two of Spring. Three of Spring is about the big picture. It's like, what am I going to do? Where am I going from here? If it's a business, how am I expanding it? If it's a relationship, it's how are we taking this to the next level? It's whatever you are experiencing or working on, it's good stuff but with an eye to the future and how things are going to be going. And things look like they'll be going quite well, because the next card is Queen of Autumn. Now, this is a very, very abundant card. The Queen of Autumn she's amazing. She can do just about anything. She's very much a nurturer, very, very kind and loving. She's a great mom. This is a card of fertility, but it's like not just necessarily that if you're wanting to get pregnant, then this is a good sign. But if that's not your gig and you're not really wanting to be pregnant, it can be creating new things that they're your baby, right? It's like, my business is my baby, or angel tarot cards, they're my baby, or whatever matters to you. It's a great time to get it going and for it to be very, very successful. Now the next card for Scorps is Nine of Winter. Now, this is a more challenging card. This is a card that it's fear for no reason. It's worrying for no reason. It can be sleepless nights, so trouble sleeping and things like that. But mostly, it's just this message from heaven that says, stop it. Stop it. Stop worrying, stop being afraid, stop being in fear, because your fear is unwarranted. It is unwarranted. This is a card that also is about negative thoughts. Now, if you follow me, I really do believe in the law of attraction. And so if we're thinking about negative things and focusing on negative things, what are we going to get? Negative things. So you really this is a card that says, turn your thoughts positive in any way possible. And the last card for Scorps for 2017 is Seven of Winter. Now, Seven of Winter is a card that just wants you to know that there's a better way of doing things, okay? Sometimes people get this card and it worries them, but I don't let it worry me, because I look at it as much like the Nine of Winter, as a heads up from heaven that says, you're not going about things in the right way. There's a better way to get what you want. So it's a card that says that not seeing things clearly. So take a pause. She's racing at warp speed on the ice, carrying a bottle of water, and it's like she could drop that and smash it, and it's like, so it asks you to stop, pause, and reflect on your plans and see exactly where you're headed so that you can make better choices. Now, I'm just going to pull one more card, and just to give us, I do this sometimes, pull one more card to give us some information. Now, look what we pulled. We pulled the Emperor, okay? The Emperor, use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized, okay? So remember how I was talking about this energy? Well, I didn't say it that way, but it's a kind of a willy-nilly energy. It's like just going at it without a great plan. Having a great plan will absolve you of things not going well. So look, you just got a heads up. All you need to know is that when you start to get towards the end of the year, don't do things without a plan. Plan it, structure it, be organized. If you need to ask for some help from somebody to get you organized, then do that. And that will help you to be a success at the end of 2017. All right, time for Sagittarius. So this will be interesting because I'm Sagittarius. So let's see what this looks like. So the first card is Knight of Fire. So this is a great card. This is a card that talks about sudden opportunities that pop into your life, but it's also speed is of the essence, okay? It's like you're going to have to really be moving quickly. So the card doesn't want you to not think, it just wants you to think, and then move really, really quickly. So a wonderful opportunity that gallops in, sound effects, but it gallops into your life. It could also be someone that comes into your life, all right? This is very much the knight in shining armor who comes in to help you. So, and if it's a relationship that comes into your life, it's a very passionate one, a very, very passionate one. Now, oh, more knights. Okay, so more knights in shining armor. So, Knight of Air is the next card. And this is where things happen with great speed. I mean, this is the speediest card in tarot. This is the Lamborghini of tarot. And it means things moving really, really quickly. And so, once again, it does want you to think, because whereas this card is more likely to think, this card is more likely to be a little impulsive. But you know, that this knights are doers. That's their gig in tarot. They do things. They take action. They get things done. And so this is a lot of getting things done in the first half of 2017. Now, the next card is the Lovers. Now, if what you saw come into your life is that you were single or something, and someone wonderful comes into your life and it's very passionate, then the Lovers card indicates that by the time you get to July, August, September, things have progressed to a pretty serious point. The Lovers card is very much often about falling in love with the one, right? The real one, the big one. And so, but this card can also be other things. So let's say that this was really just opportunity that popped into your life. So this card would mean loving every minute of what this has brought into your life. Loving it. It's just awesome. And it's also where we have to make choices with our heart. This card, way back hundreds and hundreds of years ago, was sometimes called the Choice instead of the Lovers card. And so that's why this card talks about making choices with all of your heart. If you've had health issues that you have been challenged with, this card is also a return to good health. So it can also reflect that. Finally, here we have Two of Earth. Now, Two of Earth is too much going on. All right. Now, I told you a little earlier in one of the other readings that I feel like the Eight of Fire is my life right now. Too much going on, but it's all great stuff and it feels wonderful. Two of Earth is more too much going on and it feels almost like stress and a burden. So what you need to do when you find this card is you need to try to make things more playful. All right. It's very, very important to have fun. And so what you want to do is all of these things that have happened, the wonderful opportunity, the need to move really, really quickly, loving the way things are, is going to, at the end of the year, you're going to need to bring that energy into October, November, December in such a way that things are fun. Make sure you're having fun, and all of the stress will drain away and all of the strain will be off your shoulders. Just make it fun, Sages. No, I will. Okay, time for Capricorn. And so the first card on here is Seven of Ariel. And this card was actually based on a certain Capricorn I know. So anyway, this is the card that, again, has the meaning of seeds well planted. So it might mean that it's a slow start to 2017. Things aren't going all that fast. This is the patience card. So January, February, March, things not necessarily just racing along, but that's okay because things are going to go very, very well. This is a very positive card. It says, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Don't be in fear. There's nothing to be in fear about. All of the things that you've started in late 2016 or early 2017 are going to go extremely well. They're going to bloom. They're going to prosper. So you just have to be patient. Now, the next card for Capricorns is Five of Raphael. So this is a card about keeping your thoughts positive. And it's also a card about not missing out on opportunities. So this is a card where you could be distracted. So let's take a look at this card. So here we have this lovely lady, and she's opened all her presents. And she's like, you know, you might feel kind of sad. Oh, the presents are all open, they're gone. But there's still one left, and it's a lovely gift wrapped in Tiffany blue. So there can be sparkly, bright jewels in your future, but you got to pay attention. And so Archangel Raphael is trying to point out to her, hey, there's still great stuff to come. Don't go into some sort of negative thought. So Capricorns might be just a little bit leaning towards worrying too much in the first half of 2017. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want the law of attraction focusing on your worries. You want the law of attraction focusing on your happy thoughts. So stay with the happy thoughts. Next, something to be happy about. Queen of Gabriel. Queen of Gabriel. This is a card that says you can do anything you want right now. In fact, this is probably the 7 of Ariel stuff that we've been waiting for, the seeds well planted, finally coming to fruition. And so this is a card of abundance, of success, of being able to get literally anything done that you want to get done. And it wants you to know that there are wonderful people out there who are happy to help you. In fact, they'll be clamoring to help you, so let them help you. And finally, 6 of Ariel, great abundance. This for sure has come from here, but this is a card, we've talked about a similar card earlier in the year review. This is the card that talks about abundance that just sort of falls from the sky. It's just prosperity, and it's awesome, but share the prosperity. Make sure that you give to others, and also make sure that if you are going to volunteer for charities or you're going to give to others, that you make sure that you are choosing an organization that's on the up and up. So do your research, and but enjoy the great prosperity of the second half of 2017 that the Capricorns have created for themselves. Okay, time for Aquarius, and I've peeked ahead, and wow, what a good year for you guys. So the first card, though, is embrace those around you, because we're working with Guardian Angel Tarot cards. Now, embrace those around you. This is a card that kind of means that you might, at the beginning, January, February, March, be more on a spiritual search. You may be looking for something, for meaning in your life, or you might just be wanting to be around people who are like you, who think like you, and who can be of support to you. But this is a very spiritual card. Perhaps by going within, by doing that kind of work, you get some clarity, remove some emotional blocks that have been in your way, or find a way to really change your thinking into a more positive track, because let me tell you, it's pretty positive from here. So April, May, June, be open to success. This is a very awesome card. It means success, but it's success through hard work, okay? This is not that cards that we've seen a couple of times where it just falls from the sky. This is hard work. But that hard work really leads to positive recognition, and if publicity is of use to you, maybe you're writing a book and you want people to see it and find it, then you'll get that. This is a really great card of success and happiness, but it also reminds us to be grateful. I always say gratitude is the fuel of the universe. And so you really want to remember that when heaven helps you to be a success, say thank you. The next card is positive recognition. Okay, this is the Sun card in traditional tarot. So more success. I mean, really, really seriously, from April all the way through September, it's just awesome sauce for Aquarians. So This is a card that talks about successfully completing something in such a way that, again, more positive recognition. You know, if you really want to shine your light in 2017, you're going to have the opportunity to do that. And the last card is Eight of Action. This is the card that I was talking about at the very beginning of all the readings that I feel like represents my life so much, because it's too much going on, but it's all great stuff, really great stuff. So, you know, it can be that you get your book deal and you're discovered for a television show and I don't know, but lots of really good stuff. But lots and lots of really good stuff can be stress. It can be stress. And so just manage that, okay? Manage the stress. Make sure that if you need assistance, get some assistance. Don't try to do everything yourself if you can get someone to help you. But wow, what a great year for Aquarians. You really are. You're going to get some spiritual insight at the beginning, and then you're going to be, baby, off and running. You are. So enjoy it. And now it's time for Pisces, one of my favorite signs. Some of my dearest friends and family members are Pisces, and I just love that sign. So let's see what's up for them for 2017. So the first card is da-dun-da-da, da-dun-da-da. So if you're single, you will find in the first 3 months of 2017 that you have found the one. That love has come. It might be a wedding. It might be a decision to wed. But this is a card of finding the really right person for your heart and for your soul. Now, if you are already in a relationship that you are not wanting out of, this is a great card too, because it indicates a deepening of a relationship that can go from having been really, really challenged to suddenly being enriching and wonderful and magical. So good news that way. Now this card, I've mentioned this before in these readings, was once called the choice. So it can talk about making decisions from the heart. So if you've got a decision to make, either about a relationship or about anything, really, this card asks us, make the decision from here, not from here. Tell this to just shut up and take a vacation. This is where we need to make the choice from. This card is also a card of good health, or returning to good health. So if there have been some health issues, you might see those resolve in the first quarter. Now, the next card is Six of Spring. This is a very exciting card. This is great success, a card of public recognition, of people saying you've done a great job. But this card usually feels like career. It could be a further conversation about the relationship, but it feels to me like, you know, perhaps we've made a decision about relationship and the next thing that happens is just good stuff that's career-wise. So, I didn't even notice this. So this is interesting. I'll show you in a minute. So, next card, Ace of Summer. So again, a card that's about love and relationships. This can also be a card that's about heightened psychic abilities, so perhaps those take an uptick. But it feels to me more like it's a continuation of this card. So perhaps we fall in love and we know that we're doing that. And the next card is got to focus on my career, and that gets good. So now I'm sort of focusing on the love again. And then the next card is Seven of Spring. So look at this. Love and relationship, career, love and relationship, career. Okay? Now, Seven of Spring can also have a relationship aspect to it, because this is a card that asks us to be assertive. It asks us to stand up for ourselves. What is the right thing for you to do for you? And it asks you to take action on that. So You may find that something's going on with a career where you need to like sort of stand up for yourself, or maybe there's something you need to stand up for yourself in the personal aspect of your life somewhere. But it does come time towards the end of 2017 to really be looking out for you and your needs and not just everybody else's. So a really nice reading for my dear friends, the Pisces. Yay! And that's it. So there are the RadScopes for 2017. I hope that they were enlightening to you and that you can see where in every part of the year there are magical opportunities for you. There might be challenges and there might be amazing, wonderful things that are just like genies out of a bottle that come into your life. But whichever they are, you're equipped now. You know what you can do. Your angels are with you. They're always with you. Just ask your angels for help through anything that's going on in your life, and they will always be there for you. I'm Radley Valentine. Always remember, life is magic.